Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler platter video series videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. Just gave myself a spiffy haircut. It's all aerodynamic now. But anyway, folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside the truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, why wear super cool shirts? I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing today? Well, I'm already holding it up. But boom, it's my Head PE shirt. Kind of got my order of things out of the mixed up. But whatever. It's Head PE shirt. What the fuck is Head PE? Head PE stands for Head Planet Earth. I to this day I'm sure I could just look it up and I'm sure there's a reason why it's called that, but I just like the music. Head PE is a band. They've been around since, I think, like the early-ish 90s, like at least the mid-90s to be sure. They kind of came up, were doing some really interesting things, blending some, different genres and stuff. Eventually, they were sort of retroactively kind of like grandfathered in as part of the nu metal scene. And it's been really interesting. The lead singer, he's done interviews and stuff relating to it. And I'm a big nu metal fan. I grew up in that era. So it's interesting to listen to him talk about it because he's just like, there was no nu metal, when we got started. We were just doing our own thing. We called it hardcore. And then eventually nu metal became a thing, and like all of a sudden we were nu metal. But I really like these guys. I've actually seen them perform like 3 or 4 times, at least 3, I think maybe even 4. They're always touring, always doing awesome stuff. I have a bunch of videos of theirs, just in case you're interested. They're also on this channel. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, it's from a place that I don't typically order from, but sure, why the fuck not? Because we're going back to boom! Napkin. Chipotle! Yeah, it's that build your own taco / burrito place. But we're not doing a taco, we're not doing a burrito, no indeed. Because, folks, turns out that they have an online only offering. Specifically, let's see if we can get the thing without it completely. Boom, it's this! It is their quesadillas. They actually have quesadillas, but they are only available ordering online. Can I get like a little bit of a thing, maybe? Ha 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 ha! Yeah, it just doesn't. Ha 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 ha! We're gonna go with that. Ha. So it's quesadilla, it's tortilla, it's cheese with a meat of your choice. What meat did I get? I got Carne Asada. Because not only am I doing a weird online-only item, I'm doing one of their limited-time meats. Carne Asada, it's like, like seasoned beef and stuff like that, but, it's supposed to be like their most tender, their best beef. Sure, why the fuck not? It also comes with 3 sides. I got brown rice, and then I got like a Chipotle honey vinaigrette. I didn't get the honey vinaigrette. They did put the brown rice. I was hoping they would just give me more brown rice since I didn't get the 3rd thing, but whatever. So, anyway, let's get this thing open. Again, it looks like that. I mean, it looks pretty decent for what it is. Let's give it a go. Definitely some big chunks of beef. To be fair. There's a lot of their beef that, shredded or, ground up. This, though, they're definitely letting the chewiness of that meat. I mean that in a bad way, but, they're letting the bite kind of come through. Which I think is a good choice. I'm also glad that I chose to try the Carne Asada in quesadilla format because it's all well and good to have this, limited time meat option. But you put it in a burrito, fill it up with a million things, it's not going to make much difference. In a quesadilla, it's tortilla, it's cheese, it's meat. That's it. No place to hide. To that end, as a quesadilla, it's fine in terms of its construction. The tortilla is well set up. It is actually holding together really nicely, despite having, quite a bit. You compare this to like a quesadilla from Taco Bell. It's a flat, tiny little thing with a little bit of meat in it. This has actually got some beefy meat, some beefy beef. And cheese itself is good, gluing everything together. It's nice, it's melty. But here's the only kicker I have with this. I get that they're having it as an online offering. It's like, increase the traffic to the website and the app and shit. Okay, but the thing is that for something like this would really benefit to be, made to order so that it's nice and it's especially gooey, because I got here, I shit you not, they're like, oh yeah, it should be ready at like 3:20. I got here at 3:19. It was already up in the waiting area. It had been done for, not a long time, I don't think, but a little bit. So, yeah, that's where I kind of take issue with the online ordering aspect of it. Like, I think that this should just be there's other items you could have as online stuff. This should just be made to order, in my opinion. But in terms of me and quesadilla, it works perfectly fine. And in terms of the carne asada itself, it's Chipotle. It's not going to be like proper, super good carne asada, but it's pretty dang flavorful for what it is. It's got a nice little bite to it, almost like a, like with the seasoning. It's still coming through, even against the tortilla, even against the cheese. And honestly, yeah. It's tasty for what it is. As long as you're being realistic about what you're eating, which again is Chipotle, which is what it is, yeah, it's perfectly fine. And honestly, for being what effectively amounts to as a fast food quesadilla, these are way fucking better than the Taco Bell ones, and I don't even hate those. So, yeah, I'm kind of down with it. Two questions have to be asked. Would I get them again? Would I recommend them? I'll go yes and yes. Yeah, I'm going to go yes and yes. And it's kind of a dual thing because you got the quesadilla themselves and then also the carne asada as an option. As far as the quesadillas go, I think if you're familiar with quesadillas, you've had them before. Again, they're not the best quesadillas that you can get. But in a fast food setting, they work pretty well. Again, my biggest grievance is I think they should just be on the normal menu. Just have them available to make there. Can't be that difficult, and it would be better if it was just nice and ooey and gooey right then and there. Although I suppose, you could order from inside the store, but I don't like doing that. As for the carne asada itself, it's decent enough. Like I said, I like that it's got the properly big chunks of meat to it. It's got a decent beefy flavor. The seasoning seems to be nice with it. I don't know if it's personally probably my favorite meat for Chipotle is their barbacoa. I don't know if it quite beats out the barbacoa, but I also don't think that I would want barbacoa for the quesadilla. I think this works better in that regard because, again, it's got those nice big chunks of meat. I think it fills up the space nicely, and yeah, I think it worked really well, actually. I think that it was a nice combination, even if it was completely by accident by my end. Now, all that said, if I'm recommending it, I already went through that part with you, didn't I? Yes, I did. So, but yeah, I think ultimately I would get it again occasionally, and I think that, yeah, it's something that I would recommend to people. Like, give it a shot, Again, it's not going to be life-changing or anything. You can probably make better ones at home, realistically, but not bad. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, spend this rest of your folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly quesadilla-tastic rest of your life. Quesadillas are good. You ever accidentally pronounce it quesadilla? Go full on Napoleon Dynamite back in the day? I did one time. I think I was at a Chili's or an Applebee's or some shit. Probably an Applebee's. I was with my friend Drew at the time. He liked Applebee's. I don't know if he still does. Final two things. Number one, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and bullshit. And sometimes all you can do is deal. And sometimes you can't even do that. When we do run into those situations, take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe you're going to order up some Chipotle quesadillas instead of going over there and going through about the 6 previous options that you were going through before you got to this one. Because this was totally an issue of timing. Because at the time I'm doing this, we're in December. It gets dark pretty quickly, so I have to kind of take that into account. And it's I needed to take a shower. I was all grody. I wanted to get my hair finally, shaved on the sides. And by the time everything was said and done, it was all the other stuff would have taken too long. And I was fuck it, Chipotle. And then maybe you get some Chipotle out of the deal. There are worse things. Bye.